everyone. In the last video, I showed some of the features that I've been moving from D0 directly into Visual Studio, and today I have a lot of updates. The first one is that all D0 features are now working with the Visual Studio debugger. And as always, we have the SuperTux game here and its source code, and I can directly from Visual Studio attach to the game. And after a second, D0 attaches itself and starts working with the Visual Studio debugger. So for example, I can place a breakpoint here and it all works. I can step and I can look at the call stack. Previously, this was not possible with D0, and if you had D0 attached, the Visual Studio debugger didn't actually work. You couldn't set breakpoints, or the program itself would break at random times. Now this all works. So I can remove the breakpoint here, and we get all of the lines back. Another thing I wanted to show is scripting snippets directly inside of Visual Studio. D0 integrates a scripting language called AngelScript directly into your program so that you can log and view variables without ever recompiling your application. So for example, I can come here into this function and choose a line where I want to insert a new snippet. And then from the right-click menu, I choose Insert. And now I have this inline editor where I can write debug scripting code. So for example, I can print the delta of the last frame. And now if I bring the console, you can see that we are printing the delta time between frames. Of course, I can print other complex objects here without any kind of formatting. So for example, I can print this mtag timer, and you can see that we print a game or a player timer here, and it's all live without ever recompiling the main program. The great thing about this is that the debug code is completely separated from the main code. The snippets here are saved in a different file, so they don't pollute your main code base. Another thing is that we can easily disable or enable snippets. So for example, I can disable the snippet, and now we are not printing anything. If I enable it again, I get the output. You can also log to the built-in console inside Visual Studio. You just need to change this print into a log, and now we are printing the object into the Visual Studio console. This scripting system provides a way to quickly toggle between the code that you need at the moment, which is very powerful if you're debugging a complex issue or a bug. The last thing I wanted to show is Live Object View is now implemented directly in Visual Studio. So instead of print, I will now change this to view, and I can see that we have a live object view. We can also remove the timer object from the call, and now we have all of the locals inside this function shown right here. So I can drill down into, for example, the player object and see all of its state. So for example, if I jump, the state changes, and I can also change the state in real time. So for example, if I change this boost variable into something different, I'll get boosted. Some of the things I've shown here are still in development, and also I decided that D0 will be exclusively a Visual Studio extension instead of a separate app like it is now. I'm currently working on finishing all of the features in this extension to get it released, and then later I will focus on extensions for Visual Studio Code and other popular editors. That's all for today. You can check out the D0 website and join the Discord server to receive more updates down in the description. Thank you for watching.